Merstham TV with me, James Barrett-Sterling, after the Moatsiders fall 2-0 against Hythe Town today. I'm been joined by the gaffer, Tony Reid. Tony, thanks for joining us. We just had off camera, a tough one to take that one today because we weren't really out of the running, were we? But what do you think the difference between the two sides were this afternoon?
I just think they were just a little bit clinical, capitalised on our mistakes. You know, you're talking about a set piece, a free man on the ball, you know, does it into the ground as you would do, and then, you know, probably got the smallest man on the post. The second one, okay, then we're in the tendency, you know, we're in the advantage, and then it comes out to him, and you've got to be precise on your throw as well, you know, and that kills us. It's short, and I always say to players, you know, especially in my half, don't make mistakes because you're 20 yards away from goal, which they will capitalise on. You know, if you do it further up the pitch, 70 yards, then they've got two banks of walls to get through, which, you know, they didn't do. I just think if I'm going to touch the nail on the head, I think, you know, I'm not going to kill the boys. I think second half they played much better. They got the ball on the deck, started playing a little bit of football, a bit more composure as well. It probably gives the boys that I left out the squad, probably about 8 players, like they're going to come in there and probably sulk and, oh yeah, this is what happened. But listen, it's football, it's my decision, you know. I want boys to play football. I want them to be composed in the final third. They played 3 at the back, and I think, you know, you're looking at a couple of legs, it tired out and everything, but that's still not an excuse, you know. You've got to play for 90 minutes or for 96 minutes. You've got to run. You know, running wins games. Don't get me wrong, Dicko skips past the keeper on another day, that rolls into the back of the net. We'd probably go and win the game 2-1, but we didn't. We go and lose it 2-0. You know, but we've just got to cut out these silly mistakes.
I was going to say, do you think it's just lacking a little bit of composure at certain times, and especially we didn't pick up the guy for the first goal, and the second one, like you say, it was a mistake by Zach. You know, out of character for him. He's been great so far this season, but just knocking those little things on the head might just take us to the next step.
I totally agree with you, and that's what we've been working on tirelessly in training. We've done walkthroughs on the pitch, and we set trigger points as well. You know what we plan to do. So you cut those out, I guarantee you that we'll start picking up points, but. Don't get me wrong, you know, we've got to be clinical this end as well. I think Lewis and Greg, okay, Lewis had a superb game, the little kid in the midfield, Laz, I think probably one of his best games he played. He was full of energy. And the other boys got to take that on board, you know, show that energy like the other youngsters are showing. And, you know, if you do that all over the pitch from man to man, then we'd be a problem to play with, you know. But at this moment in time, you can't just point fingers and say whose man was that, you know, when the goal's gone in. These sort of decisions got to be made early doors, you know. You should, and we said this in before the game, you know, whoever you're picking up on corners, you should be, that man is your man for the whole game till I make any subs. Yeah. So, you know, it was a number 9, I think number 9 who scored?
The number 5, the centre-back.
Yeah. Okay, the centre-back. So who's picking up the centre-back? That's a question that I'm going to be asking, you know, but everybody don't, you know, own up to it, but sometimes you've got to take responsibility, you know. Okay, we're not going to kill Zach because he had, to be fair, he's been good for us. But again, it's just switching off in those vital moments you can't do.
That's it. There was quite a lot of new faces that joined the squad this week, all trained well, etc. Did you feel like you had to freshen it up, or was it just a case of certain players became available that you fancied? Or
a bit of both. They came available. What I'm looking for, like I've said time and time again, I'm looking for that composure. You know, you've got to mix the experience with the youngsters and everything, and you need to have, you know, players that are comfortable on the ball, you know. And this is the first time I actually saw a couple of triangles, you know, 1-2 touch football in the final part of the pitch. Yeah. A lot of boys that I've played during the pre-season hasn't shown that. So unfortunately for them, they've had their run, you know, so they can't be disappointed not to, because I'm telling them time and time again, get the ball, take a touch and then pass it, you know. If you're not going to fit into my philosophy, then unfortunately I'm going to bring new faces in, which I will do.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, just last question, we've got a game on Monday, so we've got a quick turnaround, put things right. Are you confident going to Three Bridges?
I'm very confident, I always am, but I think the players that I left out today, players on the bench, you know, it gives you time to freshen up. As you just said, I brought in new faces as well. I didn't want to put them straight in because they're probably, you know, not up to speed to what I want to do. But I think now they watch the game, they understand my philosophy and what I want to do. So, yeah, let's bring on Monday and let's see if we can get 3 points there.
Gaffer, we're fully behind you. Thanks very much as always. Cheers.